Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you didn't know, now you know. And today we have our final Orly box of the year. It is the winter box, Orly Colorpass. Let's open it up. Link will be in the description for you to sign up if you want to. So when we open it, we've got this paper we need to get out of the way, and then we can see what treasures we have. It looks like we have one item here already. I'm going to set it to the side. We have our info card, which I'm going to set to the side as well. We have our free gift, also going to set it to the side. We're going to come back and look at all this, and then here's the box. If you'll recall, our last few boxes have been decade themed, and it looks like this time we've got the 2000s. So let's just look at this item first. So this is a silicone circle, a palette if you will, and it's got a lip, which is interesting because all of my other silicone palettes do not. And then we've got these little circles that you can like put your little paint droplets on, and this one as well, but really you can put it anywhere. These are super handy. You can do fluid art on here, you can make decals on here, you could even just rest your brushes on here if you'd like. You can use both sides, but obviously this is the side intended for going face up. We're probably going to make use of this today. And then we also have this little pot of sequins. They're little butterflies, assorted colors. Looks like there's some pink ones, some purple ones, some blue ones. We'll definitely work this into our design today because of course we will. It's called 2000 Nail Art Charms. They love to call sequins charms, but sequins are not charms. And if you've never seen my sequin curving technique, you will today. But we want to see what's in here, the most important thing. Let's look at the back first. I'm going to zoom this in just a little bit so I can read that to you. So this winter, we're bringing you bling that outshines the disco ball at the Y2K party. Colors that shout early internet memes and clashing combos that echo the rhythm of the fashion-forward 2000s. Every swipe of color is a viral moment waiting to happen. So exciting. So here's our first row of colors. We've got Juicy Velour. Leave Britney alone, please. In the comments below, let me know if you know the reference for that meme. Chillax and Flip Phone. Rollin' with my homies. And So Fetch. Quite a few of these are references to some popular culture. Let me know which ones you recognize and where they're from. And it does have that like holographic texture thing like they all have had. You can kind of see that moving a little bit as you move it across. But we want to open it up. What's in there? Aha! We have some beautiful, beautiful polishes in here. I'm going to pop these out of here and then we're going to look at them and we're going to look at the card. So the card does just have the same description here at the top. It shows the sequins and our colors and then the silicone mat, and there's a QR code at the bottom, and then it has a little nail art tutorial. It looks like it's a ombre with a little bit of line and dot work, very popular with the 2000s nail design, and we're probably going to be using some of that today. So let's look at the colors. The first one we have is Juicy Velour. Juicy Velour is described as a neon pink cream, and I'd say I agree. That is absolutely a neon pink cream. Now, my camera may not be showing this to you in neon. I know that cameras often struggle to see neons for what they are. They mute them out. When I'm looking at what this looks like in my laptop monitor, it does make a lot of the colors look a little bit differently than they do. So we'll see in post. So what I'm looking at looks more like light bubblegum, but what I'm looking at in real life is neon. And then we have our next one. This is Leave Britney Alone. Leave Britney Alone is described as a bubblegum pink cream. What a coincidence. This one I feel like does look a lot more accurate in the laptop screen than the other one did. But let's have a little look. Yep, it is a nice bubblegum pink cream. This one I feel like has a bit of a sheerer formula than the other one. Like, yes, there is plenty of opacity, like you're not looking straight through that. But with my own eyes, I can see where it's not like a totally opaque in one coat polish, most polishes is recommended to be used in 2 coats anyway. And then we have our next one. This one is Chillax. Chillax is described as a brushed silver chrome shimmer. If you will recall, chrome nail polish was like super popular in the early 2000s. Like, it was the color to have. I think this is a really great chrome, actually. It does have that brushed metal look. It is quite silver. My background makes it kind of blend in, but absolutely, this is the type of polish that everybody would have had in their collection. Now this one I am really excited about. Like, look at what you can already see. This is Flip Phone. Flip Phone is described as a baby blue frosted hollow shimmer. Like you guys already know, I'm a sucker for glitter, especially if it is particularly diamond-like. And I think this one is. Look at the sparkle. Let me change my little angles of it. You can see them. That is so pretty. I like that. It is a much sheerer formula. Like, you can see straight through there. You can obviously build that up, or you can use it in a sheerness. I think this one would also look really great over a black. That way you take advantage of that shimmer that's in there, and those sparkles would stand out like star flecks. Next, we have this purple one. It is Rollin' With My Homies. I don't know if you can see, but I can from my angle. This purple actually has a green shimmer. Rollin' With My Homies is described as a purple with lime chrome shimmer. I've actually come to feel like the purple-green combo is one of my favorite colorways here recently. I've been using a lot of polishes that have those two combined. This one's a very light purple, kind of like a lavender, but that green shimmer is strong, and I think it looks really nice. I like this a lot. And then we have another cream for our last one. It's So Fetch. Stop trying to make fetch happen. So Fetch is described as a peach cream. Oh, that is quite vibrant of a peach cream. I was gonna say this might be a suitable nude shade, but I don't think so. Pardon me, somehow I got out of the viewfinder. No, I think this is way too pigmented and way too orange to be a nude, but I can definitely get like a dreamsicle vibe out of that. Very nice. All right, so these are the shades that we have included. I am going to be using these to do a nail set. I've got these nails prepped. I've got my peel off base coat, all that good stuff. We have these medium stilettos going on. I did switch to some shorter nails than I have been wearing just for safety reasons, because I need to let my nails grow out, and the longer ones tend to get banged on things and rip them off more often. So we're on a rejuvenation path right now. I'm very excited to get started with these. Stop and let me know what kind of design ideas you have in the comments below for these colors available. But let's go do some nails. Okay, so I drew up a little design that we're gonna do. This is going to be a very Y2K nail set. All of the elements are from the era, but they're different ones. So it's a bit of a chaos nail set, but that's cool. So first we need to put down our base colors. This is the first one we're gonna do. I'm gonna just speed through painting these on real quick. That looks so good, and really the way it looks on this nail, I don't think it's 100% necessary to even have a second coat, but you could. The next two we need to put down a nude base first. So this is an Orly polish that I have. This is Nourishing Nude. I really like this one because it's kind of sheer. And this one definitely will need 2 coats, even though it'll still be sheer. I feel like if you just do it in 1 coat, it's too sheer. That one is so pretty, but it is also absolutely going to need a second coat. So I will come back once all of these are finalized. All right, so I've got these top coated in. You definitely do want to use a good top coat over your base. That way you can potentially fix small mistakes without having to completely restart the nail. For these two, I've got to apply French tips. and the French tips from that era were less deep and had more of a flatter curve. So I'm going to try and just follow my natural nail line for those. We're going to be doing a light pink one and an orange one. And we've got our little palette out so I can put my little droplets on there. And then I have this brush I'm going to use. There we go. And once you've got your line started, you can actually just go in with the bottle brush and fill in the rest. It speeds up that process quite a bit. You just need the precision for the corners up in the top. And then if you wipe underneath it, it'll help to clean up some of that excess so that it's not super, super thick. This side looks a little thin. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. And then again, just wipe that out. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with the orange over here. Don't forget to wipe out your thickness. They're not perfect, but I think they're passable. Now you can see they're wider than they are up top, but another top coat will fix that. So I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna come in and top coat it. And then while those are marinating and curing down, we're gonna start decorating. All right, let's start over here with this pinky. I have this small detail brush. It's shorter than the one we used for the French tips because we need to be a little bit more close to make these details. And remember when we talked about like the lines with the dots style art? Now is the time for that. We're gonna start by doing one over here like this. This doesn't stand out a ton. And then I'm gonna do another one like that. The shimmer on shimmer. I'm gonna build it up a little bit. You know what? This is a case of that's not what I meant to do. Let's see if I can get it off without completely ruining it. Okay, not too bad. That top coat saved us a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and put down another layer of this just to smooth it out though. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and get some of these sequins curved. You're gonna need a cuticle pusher with this type of end, whether it's curved or flat, doesn't matter a whole lot. And then you'll just want to get out a couple of these. I think I'd like to do about 4. Well, I'll leave out 5 just in case, because we'll see. And then basically you're just going to crimp them. So you're going to take this and push it in the center. And then once on each of the sides as best as you can. Now these are pretty small, so you don't have to do more than one crimp. Like the bigger it is, the less crimps you'll actually need. I don't know if it's gonna let me do more than one, but let's just crimp the center of each of these and then I'll see if it'll let me. Oh, apparently I had more pink ones than I thought I did. Oh, they're just multiplying. Okay, they're everywhere. All right, but yeah. So using your cuticle pusher, and when you push down on the rubber, it like pushes into it, so it helps to curve it around, and that'll give it some curvature so that when you do put it on the nail, it lays more flat. The more crimps you're able to put, the more flat it's going to lay. So do as many as you think is necessary. I am going to take these and flip them over so the hump is facing upwards, and I'm just gonna scoot them up out of the way. Any excess that you do end up with, you can always put back in the jar. And I wanna put them on this chrome nail. So we're gonna take some base coat and we're gonna put this down first so it's a little bit sticky. So it doesn't have to be a perfect coat because it's just base coat. I'm gonna put a little daub of it on my palette as well. You can either use your tweezers to pick these up or a rhinestone grabber or whatever. I'm gonna use this dotting tool. I'm just gonna dip it in that base coat so that I can use that to just gently pick these up. And we're just gonna kind of stick them on there. No particular design, but on there nonetheless. That one got flipped upside down. Please get right. Yeah, I'm conflicted about whether I should put another one up here. I feel like if I do, it might be too much, and I would have preferred it to be a blue one, but I didn't get another blue one out. What do you think? Should I put another one up here? Maybe not. Let's not let the too much gene kick in. So we'll just stop before it does. And then I'm gonna lick my finger and then gently tap these down, just so that we know they're getting as much contact as possible, but it's not sticking to me. And so we'll give that some time to dry. In the meantime, let's work on the art for this nail. If you will recall, I mentioned the line with the dots art. That's what we're doing over here. So I did just put out a little bit of our paint for us to work with here. I've got a shorter brush, so we're just gonna take some of this and we're gonna do one little whoop like that. And then we're gonna do something similar down here, that way. Ooh. Please, why am I so shaky and making my line weird? That certainly could have looked a lot better. Maybe, let me just put this down, stabilize it a little bit. It's better if you can do that in one smooth motion. Sometimes we can't. And then we get our dotting tool, and then we'll go boop, boop, boop. Oh, we want more than that. It's better, I think, if you don't totally push it down and make contact, because that makes a little bit of a divot. This top one's too small, so I'm gonna give it a little bit more. There we go. Now we gotta just do something similar over here. And just keep dipping as many times as you need. I think that's enough, right? We don't want it to go all the way to the end, so that looks good. All right, now for the art for this orange one, we're gonna do a bit of a leopard print. So the way we're gonna do this is also with the dotting tool, and I'm gonna take some more of this light pink, and we're just gonna make a couple of areas where there's just like a little blobby. And it can be kind of jelly bean shaped. I feel like I wanna slip something in over here just a little bit. Yeah, a little small one. Maybe another small one down here. There we go. So we've got those. Now I'm gonna give these little blobs some time to dry, because once they are dry, we're gonna go in with the lines that go around them, the little two bracket things. You can always do your little leopard prints without this step and just do the brackets, but I felt like it would be more fun to do it this way. So that one's gonna wait for now, and we're gonna move to this one. And on this one, we're gonna do a bit of a zebra, but like a pink one. We'll return to using our little brush. And remember, zebra stripes are not super straight, so don't think that they have to be. Give it a little bit of a squiggle. I didn't mean for these two to kind of connect here, but it's okay if they do, I suppose. Let's just make it intentional. That'll work, I think. Kind of weird here. Wonder if maybe I put a little boop inside of there. Yeah, that makes sense. And with the Y2K style, it didn't have like a dividing line up at the top, so we're not going to either. And then our thumb is also going to have hand-painted art. I'm gonna do some stars with a bit of a variety of colors here, so I'm gonna have to do them off camera, unfortunately, because I'm gonna have to hold my hand in such a way and be like flipping them around, so I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're gonna start top coating before we finish our art. I'm using Seche Vivre. It's currently my favorite. It is very thick. So for a lot of nail art, especially hand-drawn, I would recommend you go over it with a water-based top coat first. But because of the art that I put on here is pretty thick, as long as we don't do too many swipes, it should be okay. So we're gonna get this one sealed in and kind of do a little bit of a float. Don't just go scraping across it or anything, but we should be able to get that covered in pretty good. I think that's all right. You can use a cleanup brush if you touch your skin while going around it, and that'll help that smooth on out. Yeah, so that's looking good. I did go ahead and put top coat on these two. This one I've got to do more art, but we're gonna get this one. And that one is particularly important that you use a nice thick top coat or a glitter grabber, because you're gonna want that to be smooth. You can even go in with 2 coats, which I very well probably will do. Don't do too much at once, because then it's just gonna run everywhere. You can just wipe that excess off. All right, so we're gonna get that started on the dry. And then here's how our thumb came out. Got a little variety of stars on here. We're gonna add some top coat to that too. And then again, if it floods off a little bit, just use your cleanup brush. And you can wipe underneath if you got quite a bit so that you can get that excess off. Now I'm gonna give this a minute to dry, and then we're gonna finish this one before we finalize everything. So I'll be right back for that part. All right, so this is dry enough we can work on. We're gonna use the darker pink to make our little accents. So I just set some more of that out. And then I'm gonna take this brush for this one, because we wanna be kind of precise with it. So like one side's gonna be a bigger like curvature, and the other side's gonna be like a smaller one, kind of like that. And so we'll just do that for each of these little areas. Now our one here on the side, we're only gonna be able to see a little bit of it, so let's do that. Now that does tend to dry as you're working, so you'll want to occasionally clean off your brush. So that's what we've got. Got our little leopardy bits. I feel like this one needs a little more curvature coming down on it. There we go. They're a bit of a close cluster, and then what you can do if you have any odd areas is just kind of put in a couple little standalone dots, because those can exist as well. Yeah, all right, that's what we have for that one. So now we need to let that dry too, and then I'm gonna do more top coat on this one and this one so that they're completely smooth, and I'll come back when that is done. All right, so here's what we've got. I've got everything top coated in. It's not super dry yet, but it's on there and it will be. So we have a variety of Y2K styles and designs with an assortment of beautiful 2000s polishes. I think actually this thumb is my favorite of all of the nails. Let me know which one's your favorite and what kind of designs you would have done with these colors if you were doing some Y2K nails. But hey, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Definitely leave me a nails emoji if you haven't left me any other comments by now. Make sure you're subscribed so you're not missing these fun videos. There is a channel membership if you want to join. There are a few exclusive perks. You can check those out, and if it's something you're interested in, I would love to have you, and I always appreciate the support. There are also links in the description for all of my socials and for my affiliates and the codes and all that good stuff. There will be a link to sign up for the Colorpass if you want to get it. It is quarterly, which I think is the perfect amount. I think monthly is really often for nail polish, but every 3 months, that's a pretty good amount, and they are so much more affordable when you buy them in these boxes as opposed to buying them themselves. The price is nearly double. So I definitely recommend signing up for the Colorpass. I find it a lot of fun because you get the surprise, but also you get really high quality polishes. Orly is top tier nail polish. And of course, if you like this video, please do hit the like button. The algorithm thanks you, and so do I, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.